So when I steam, I'll use I guess it's probably bamboo. It's like a
Oh
stacked
yeah,
back.
we don't
Yeah, and
have that, but yeah, we can purchase that.
well, because
Mm.
it is really nice to have like the dumplings and spring
Yes,
rolls, but you could also
we
do a
use
cold roll.
aluminum steamer. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's hard metal,
Yeah, hard
right?
metal. Yeah.
That's just fine. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So steaming is a wonderful method of cooking. Steaming fish also
Mhm.
can be really nice when you've got all of the flavors there. Um, and then sometimes yeah, like filling like a wonton wrapper
Oh yeah.
with, meat and some vegetables and a
Hmm.
lot of flavor, and then pinching that together and
We
steaming
do
that.
that.
It's amazing and it just
We
needs to
call
be
it
fried.
molo wrappers or
Malo
dumplings
pepper,
or molo. And
right?
then we put it what do you call this? We put a soy sauce with what do you call that? We call it calamansi. I don't know what's that in English. It's a
Mm.
green lime thing, but it's smaller than lime.
Oh, but it's in the citrus family,
Citrus
right?
family, yes.
I have it in my mind.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool. Yeah.
So
Oh,
soy
that's
sauce
amazing.
and then calamansi. That's our sauce for the dumpling.
That would be delicious.
Yeah.
I will sometimes use a Japanese
Soy.
plum.
Oh, plum. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll do that. So good with just a little bit of sesame oil.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
And those flavors together is really, really nice. I like to mix a lot of different cultural food together
That's
in my
good.
cooking.
Yeah.
But so mung beans put in the spring roll. I'm gonna write steamed. Will you understand if I write dumpling?
Yeah,
You'll
sure.
know your own language. Okay,
Yep.
so steamed dumpling. Because you can put a few little veggies
Yeah, we
with
will put carrots and tofu inside this. Yeah.
Yay, it's not always meat. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so tofu. And
Carrots.
carrots. So carrots are amazing for you. So you like mung beans. I knew there was going to be more than just
I was not thinking right when I was filling out the form, so I couldn't really think of any.
um, carrot, mung beans, cabbage. Do you like cabbage in other forms? Because the fermented form is very flavorful. Like a lot of
It
people
is.
don't love it.
I don't know. I like it. I like kimchi.
It's so amazing for your digestive system. So for you to include it daily to help with digestion
Hmm.
and improving what is called the microbiome,
Oh,
which is like the
yes.
bacteria that lives in our
Yeah.
body.
I
That
saw
ferment
a Netflix documentary about microbiomes. It's really informational.
Okay, you're impressing me. It means you have an interest in well-being.
I do. I'm just not implementing it.
We're all like this. I'm not perfect. I always say, I'm like, it's really easy to give advice.
Yeah.
It's another thing to always live it authentically. And I've had some disordered eating issues. I've had major digestive issues. I've done a lot of things at times to my body that was very harmful. So these are things that I help people with, and I use energy medicine
Mm,
and improving our relationship with food and our body in a compassionate way. And I use strategies that really support our nervous system and the way that we handle everyday stress. You're never going to remove the stresses of your life. They're not going to go away. So you have to do things to support yourself.
okay.
You have to.
Mm,
Right. And we'll talk a little bit in another session about your values because it's very, very clear to me how much you value your family.
mm,
And when you're not showing up for yourself, You're crossing likely one of your values about being there for your family, like in the long term, right? So it's like when you cross the values, it's depleting, it causes anxiety, it causes worry. But what happens is we end up just spinning
I know,
and
yeah.
tread water. Like
Oh,
literally just keep the head
yes.
up in water, right? And so you've been in survival mode. So approach yourself with compassion. Don't put yourself down for not taking this action now. You're in that place. It's like everything's lined up a certain way for this to be the right moment, really, I think. So, mung beans,
Yep.
carrots, cabbage. Do you like cabbage in other forms?
Stir-fried cabbage. Is that
We go,
okay?
girl, like stir fry. Yes, yes, yes. Look, there is nothing wrong with including fried food. I I love French fries. That's one of my favorite. A good French fry, it's like, oh, potatoes, anything for
Yes.
meal.
I like potatoes too.
It's just, I'm not gonna fry it all the time,
Mm,
right? Sometimes I'm gonna bake those French fries that I make myself, and I cut them up and I bake them in an oven.
mm,
And sometimes it's cooking methods. I've got it in my mind, though, it's really hot where you live,
mm,
and using an oven and creating a lot more heat is probably difficult this time of year.
mm.
So I realize that, which is why I'm thinking like the steamed dumplings, yes, a stir
And we don't
fry.
own an oven because it's expensive here.
I was wondering though, but do you use like a toaster oven?
We have a
Induction.
microwave. It's not good.
Oh. How affordable is it to have like a convection oven? So it's like
Mm.
small. It's like a
Yeah.
little bit bigger than my laptop.
It's like 1/4 of my salary from Ziggy Media
In a month?
in a month, yeah.
Like what do you mean to pay for it or
It
to buy?
to buy a Dutch oven, it costs like 1/4 of my salary in a month. So it's really not our priority to purchase an
Fair.
oven because we have other priorities.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Plus you do have the ability to stir fry and steam because you've got a stovetop.
right, exactly.
And then
And
if
we
you need,
have an air fryer, if that makes sense.
oh, air
Air
fryer makes all
fryer.
the, yes, a lot. I don't have one. But it's become really, really popular and everybody's telling me I should have one.
Yeah, sometimes we
So
cook chicken in an air fryer or fish.
perfect. Okay. This is
I'm glad I
good.
mentioned it. Sorry.
Yes. Okay. Air fry chicken.
Fish.
This is great. I'm just making some notes about
Mm.
this. Oh, I'm feeling much calmer about what you body. Okay, any other, so what else do you like in a stir fry? Would you like carrot, cabbage, and mung beans in a stir fry?
Yes, and what else? Beans? I don't know what kind
Ooh.
of beans. You know the green thing?
Yeah,
Uh,
like green beans.
green beans, yeah.
Yep.
And what else?
Awesome.
I like tomatoes. Just fresh
What would,
tomatoes. I eat it
yeah.
fresh. Yeah.
And would you just cut it up and eat it or would you
With my
with it?
meal. So it's like my sides sometimes.
Great. Love it. So do you like making like a little salad to have?
Yes, salad, vegetable salads, but that's like um it's not every day that I do it. Like I eat it twice in a week or sometimes once a week.
Mhm. What are some of the challenges for you as a family and eating this way?
It's expensive. Vegetables are expensive here.
We are?
Yes, they are. And fruits and vegetables. Their prices are fluctuating. It's like the stock market. It fluctuates, especially potatoes. Yeah,
Really?
very expensive.
But okay, I forgive my ignorance, but I imagine the Philippines kind of being a tropical type place
Mm,
with lots of produce available within the
it
country
depends on the season. Like when it's monsoon season, right now, the potatoes are really expensive.
because they're imported in.
I'm not sure if they're local or imported.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
and but the tomatoes are cheap in here.
Good. Are
Yeah,
they local?
they're local, yes.
Good. So
Mm.
why would local produce be so expensive?
It's weird. It's really ironic because some of the imported produce are more inexpensive than the local ones. But
It's like a
yeah, but
problem.
most the market that is nearby our place, they don't have imported vegetables and fruits. They're just getting their stocks from the locals, so it's
Mhm.
really expensive.
Is that always been that way, or is that because of current inflation issues?
I think it's with the inflation issues. But way back like 5 years ago, it wasn't really that expensive.
Yeah, I really thought food would have been cheap in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's expensive, so that's a major issue. So when you asked about canned, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, fresh produce, I mean, it's real. It's
Mm,
from the ground. It's the way we're designed to eat, really. But that's when I would wonder, would frozen be a less expensive option?
yes. Frozen and canned. You know those canned with syrup form of preservatives?
Mhm.
I ask you because I'm not sure if they are healthy because they have a lot of sweet syrup or glucose.
It's not the best.
Mm.
You can get canned fruit that's just in water.
Oh, okay.
Also, you could get applesauce, is,
Okay.
stuff like that. Um, Applesauce is great to be used in baking and things like that, actually, because it's very, very moist. Um, are there any fruits that do tend to be inexpensive? So like
Grapes.
tomatoes. Okay, so grapes.
Grapes is my favorite, but it's expensive. Apples are expensive too, but the fruits that are not expensive are the tropical fruits like banana,
Okay.
mangoes,
Ooh,
pineapples.
okay, so pineapple. Do you like pineapple?
Not really, but I eat pineapples. I wouldn't pick
But
a
it's
pineapple if I were in the market, but if there's no choice, then yeah.
so are you not really a fan of the tropical fruits?
Banana. I like bananas and mango, ripe mangoes.
Okay, so let's not do pineapple if that's not what you're gravitating towards. Do you guys ever make like a smoothie?
Yes, sometimes, like during the summer,
Yeah.
we make smoothies.
Okay, yeah, because that can be really cooling for the body.
Yes.
And that can be a way to get greens in. Like, sometimes carrots have the greens on them still,
Oh.
or yeah, you can wash that and you can stick that in as a green. And when you're including tropical fruits like mango and banana,
Hmm.
because they're so sweet, you won't taste the
Oh,
bitterness.
really?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll use sometimes baby spinach, which is
Mm.
inexpensive here. Um, like I said, the top like greens of like the beets, things like that. I wa like obviously you wash it.
Mm,
They tend to be more bitter,
mm.
but when blended with a tropical fruit, like mango and banana is my kind of
Yes.
favorite combination. I'll do that. We're going to talk about a few things, and that's what I'm going to bring up because I want you to understand how to pair your food together.
Okay.
And I'm glad we've had this conversation because it's showing me you do more than what you were expressing in the intake. So this is good. I won't let's in terms of the expense of fruits and vegetables, I'm going to make a recommendation. I'll put this into an email to you that you do variety and rotation. So you rotate
Mm,
based on availability and price.
right. Mm.
The reason why frozen is better than canned is because those foods are flash frozen. They're picked, they're washed, they're prepared, and they are flash frozen.
Okay.
Nutrients are, in some cases,
Mm.
better than fresh
Hmm.
because with fresh, if it's traveled from another country all the way to the Philippines, now it's got to get to you, to the market. This is days picked. Whereas flash frozen, it's picked and frozen the same day.
I see. Okay.
So when you use a frozen veg for your stir fry and these kinds of things, it's
Mm,
it's gonna be good.
okay.
With canned, that's a form of preservation
Mm,
that isn't ideal when it's got syrups and this kind of stuff. I know people here, for instance, that grew up maybe not having a lot of money. It actually blew my mind. It was my ex-boyfriend's family. But
oh,
they opened the can of
mhm.
potatoes and put it in a
Okay.
frying pan. And I was like, what the heck? There's potatoes in a can? I
Yes,
mean, it just,
they are.
yeah.
Cherry tomatoes.
No, potato.
Oh, potatoes. Oh, I didn't know that.
Potato,
Oh
not
my God.
tomato.
Potato in a can?
A potato in a can. I just thought they
That's
were
weird.
little and they were chopped up and skinned and put in. So they would just pour it out of the can
And fry it.
and fry it with a little bit of curry and butter. It
Oh
was
my.
delicious, I won't lie. But
Okay.
still, like, how are you opening up a can? Like, go and grab a potato.
Mhm.
Anyway, blew my mind. So I am not saying you can't have it, but for instance, those green beans that are canned, they're overcooked. They're put in a can that has plastic
Oh, yes.
lining it. All that plastic is in your green bean. It's just not ideal.
Okay.
But if there's a situation where someone like financially is just like, I don't have any money, like this is
Mm,
my choice, you do it
okay.
because at least you're getting the fiber. There is some nutrition in
Hmm.
it, and it's giving your body that balance that it still requires,
Okay.
right? So we do what we can within our circumstances and our means.
Okay.
Okay. So having that variety and the rotation in your diet. Um, I'm gonna bring up the document. And by the way, if I'm talking too fast or you
Hmm.
don't really understand something, just let me know because
Okay.
I know. Can you read English?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, of course you do. Of course. Well, because sometimes people can understand a language better than they can read a language.
Oh, okay.
Like a lot of people, at least here in Canada, because they'll grow up as like second generation Canadian,
Mm,
but they'll still kind of know their original language, but it's
mm.
because they're picking it up orally. They're not necessarily learning
Through
to read it or
reading.
write.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly, like through reading or being in school or something like that.
Oh, I made that.
That's what I said. I said, now you know why you made it. Okay, so complex carbohydrate plus a protein. Now you already do this naturally in all diets that are cultural in nature connect food this way naturally.
Mhm.
Sometimes for so many different reasons, we don't follow that natural pattern that our civilization has kind of created for a reason.
Mhm.
So complex carbohydrate plus high quality protein. So what I want you to think about is that, and it can be anything you want from the complex carbohydrate. So if you think about whole grain, that's having some rice.
Okay, yeah.
And then you have it with a bunch of vegetables, whereas sometimes people will have predominantly rice, predominantly meat, and
Mhm.
just a little bit of vegetable. Where it's like really, and I realize there's a financial thing here. Ideally,
Mhm.
the majority of our food is plant-based. To
Okay.
focus so much on eating animal protein with starch, it's balancing to the blood sugar. So I
Mhm.
want you to do that kind of no matter what. Okay. But you take those tropical fruits that we talked about,
Mhm.
those tropical fruits are a carbohydrate. You
Okay.
asked me about sugars.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you know what a carbohydrate is?
All I know is that rice is a form of carbs.
Mhm. Yep,
Bread.
rice is,
Mhm.
those are grains,
Yeah.
right? So grains like
And it can make you
rice.
fat?
No, 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 no.
No. Okay.
Don't even think about that. Too much energy in our body for our body's energy ability and our body's composition makes us gain weight.
Mhm.
But there are variables that impact our ability to manage our weight. So things like mobility,
Mhm.
sleep, stress, inflammation, digestive issues, some medications put
Mhm.
weight on people. Um, yeah, I mean, different emotions, your hormones and blood sugar and insulin
So
balance.
it's not just carbs.
No,
Because we have
no,
this notion that when you
I know,
eat too much carbs or rice, you'll get fat.
I know. But think about how many thin people are in this world and their predominant staple of their diet is rice.
Right. Mm.
Like I don't know a lot about Filipino culture, but in a lot of like I know in like I'm thinking of rice eating cultures. Um
Japan, Korea.
India, like I would say Korea, China, like there's a lot
Mm.
of Chinese in Toronto. I mean, there's a pot of rice. Like you basically have a rice cooker. There's a pot of rice made every single day. Like you
Right.
just go to it as a family, right? One of my good friends in high school is Chinese. My godmother's Chinese background, although she's very, very, very Western, so I wouldn't call her Chinese. It's just her
Mm.
background. But anyway, it's rice every single
Mm.
day. It is about portion, but it's more about giving your body nutrient balance and stabilizing insulin. So
Okay.
if you eat rice on its own, and I'm going to teach you a few things, right? I don't want to overwhelm you with too much information right now. So we're just going to focus on that carb plus protein,
Okay.
okay? Rice plus chicken,
Okay.
okay? But a carbohydrate is sugar.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So those good, healthy vegetables that are very, very low in calories, they're high in water and they're high in nutrients and they're very, very high in fiber. That should be ideally the majority of someone's diet.
Okay.
Okay, as a human being, right? We're
Mhm.
we're designed for plant-based with some animal protein. Then you've got your starchy vegetables. You brought up carrots and you brought up potatoes. So those are starchier vegetables, but
Mm.
still play an important role in your health. Do you like sweet potatoes?
Yes.
Oh, good. Do
Hmm.
you like squashes?
I do like squash soup. Yeah.
Okay. These are really, really nourishing because I want you to think about food like the rainbow.
Oh, okay.
It's like you want to see some color on your plate. If your plate looks brown, the majority of the time, there's just not enough live food in your body,
Hmm.
like on your plate. So the vegetables that you talked about liking that are those kind of unlimited high fiber vegetables was the cabbage and kimchi.
Hmm.
It was the green beans.
Hmm.
The mung beans are awesome because they're also high in protein and fiber. So it's
Okay.
like you get bonus points for mung beans. I love mung bean soup. You can make like a batter from mung beans.
Yes.
There's a lot of really cool stuff you can do with mung beans and the legume family of foods. You like tofu and soy. So
Mm,
these are plant-based proteins
okay.
that are also have a fair amount of carbohydrate. So they're both. That's why you see them in both categories.
Um,
Okay.
I don't know if I should bring this up, but
Yes. Yeah.
I forgot to mention that I have fibroids. And I learned that if you have fibroids, you should not eat any protein-rich foods or dairy. I'm not sure if that's right. I just searched it on Google.
No, I will take into account the fibroids for sure. You need good quality protein and but you need to incorporate and continue to incorporate some of those plant-based proteins. So the way some people, and I can check this later through my energy testing,
Mm,
um, different dairy like incorporating yogurt and some cheeses
mm,
can be a good way of getting some protein in without it always being like animal flesh kind of protein. And so it is a good idea to have some variety with that.
okay.
Um, but the dairy itself, because the cow is lactating and that's a hormonal thing,
Mm,
that cow, then you're getting in those hormones
oh,
from the cow. So the idea behind that, I'm thinking from your
mm,
research, this is just my guess, is that because fibroids may have a hormonal connection,
mm,
you don't necessarily want to be incorporating dairy. I would prefer that you focus on like your cabbage, if you like things like broccoli or broccolini or
mm,
bok choy. Um, you'll see these later in another chart that I give you, actually, that you helped make. And this will help kind of give you that visual of,
mm.
oh, that's on sale. I'm going to get that. Because I
Okay.
want you actually to focus more on your liver. So
Okay.
we're going to focus on insulin resistance because you've put on weight. I
Yeah.
know you're probably having a hard time losing it
Mm,
because of mobility.
yes.
The vicious cycle. So these are modulators that are influencing your ability to manage your weight. You were also under a lot of stress and you were having some sleep stuff and not sleeping
Mm,
like 24/7 kind of thing. All of these influence someone's ability, your ability to manage weight. Okay. So that's why it's like you really do have to support the whole you and not like ascribe to rules that have to do with dieting. It's a bogus industry.
mm.
Just let it go.
Okay.
Like let it all go. We'll talk about it later. Just focus on what brings you a little bit of joy, where you're like, I do like that. I do love having those spring rolls with the mung beans in there, and get kind of excited about some of the foods that you do like that include veggies,
Okay.
right? Because this is progress, not you needing to be perfect.
Mm,
You don't. You really, really don't. But what I want you to understand is that when you have like a naked carb, like say just rice,
mm.
this spikes your blood sugar and your insulin.
Oh.
And when you've got high blood sugar and high insulin, it makes it really hard to manage your weight, and you'll get more cravings for those sweets. It's why I said to you, you know what, have your sweets later on.
Mm,
Just don't start your day with it. Have it with a cup of tea after breakfast. Like, have like, an egg with a piece of toast.
mm,
I mean, match that up where you get that protein with that carb. It will feel good. You'll feel like, oh, okay, this is good. You start your day with that sweet breakfast, you're gonna want that all day, all night
true.
as an energy source. There's a dance song, all day, all. That's like what's coming in my mind. But when you start the day off balancing your blood sugar, it's like instead of it being up here, that protein and that carb combination of fiber and protein,
Mhm,
it anchors your blood sugar. So it's still going to bob up and down because it needs to. That's normal. But it's not going to go out of control.
mhm,
And the thing is your stress and you not managing it all the time, which makes sense why you're not, by the way, but this is just the facts of your physiology. This also contributes to high blood sugar because when you are in stress and a part of your brain called the limbic system picks up on that, it thinks you're in fight or flight.
mhm,
So
mhm.
that prehistoric part of our brain believes we're under attack.
Okay.
This, because it's like a very old part of the human brain, it has to do with like our prehistoric selves. So these are survival mechanisms. They're automatic responses, but you're actually just at your computer. So your body has put all of this energy into your bloodstream to deal with the stress, but you're not fighting off another tribe. You're not hunting for a boar. You're sitting at your computer.
Right.
So then all of a sudden the body's like, whoa, we got a whole bunch of sugar in the blood. We got
Mhm.
to do something about it. So it pulls that sugar back out of your blood and it stores as fat on your belly,
I,
on your,
oh my God, I have a big belly. Very big.
it's
That's
very, very,
why.
yes. It's
Okay.
very difficult for you and anybody when they are under the level of stress that you've been under and you're not nourishing your body and your nervous system,
Okay.
you will put on belly fat and it will be hard to lose it, even if you're not eating a lot of food.
Gosh.
So a lot of people who become bigger and then struggle with it because it's not natural for them to be a bigger person, they will say to me, like, Lisa, I don't really eat that much. Like when I look at other people, I'm
Mm,
kind of like, what's going on with my body?
mm,
And then your internal dialogue's like, there's something wrong with me. Ugh, I just can't lose it. Life's a struggle. So that perspective and those thoughts are also influencing your biology.
I see.
Okay, so we're gonna get to some of that later, but when we're done, which will be soon, because I know we're both busy, but I'm gonna send you. Have you ever heard of Deepak Chopra?
No. Oh, yeah. I think I I've in YouTube. It's
Yeah, yeah,
a
he's one.
guru. Is he a guru?
Well, he's a medical doctor from India, but he
Mm.
also studied Ayurvedic medicine. He actually has a nickname in the industry. We all call him Deep Pockets.
Deep pockets. Okay.
He's very, very rich.
Oh, okay. That makes
Deep
sense.
pockets. Yeah.
I
Deepak.
know Sadhguru. Do you know Sadhguru?
Oh, but who's
He
he?
he's just got a lot of words of wisdom.
Mm.
Words of wisdom. Wise guy.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I would not say Deepak Chopra is a guru. He's a medical doctor who
Mm.
also, because of his Ayurvedic medicine experiences and understanding, he really incorporates mind-body medicine principles
Mm.
within medicine. And I am a mind-body medicine practitioner. But anyway, my friend who's very, very successful, She said, Lisa, do the Deepak 21-day meditations. And I decided to do it. And they're really, really short. They're only 13 minutes, 15 minutes. It brings me a lot of peace,
Mm,
but it helps keep my mindset and what I'm projecting into the universe more clear. And it inspires me to know, like, no, positive changes can happen. I can do this. I can accomplish this because I'm doing something right now that's like taking a huge chance. And of course, I'm nervous. I'm spending money, right? So it's like it can you can get lost in the anxiety and the worry of life. And I have a child now and all those kinds of thoughts. The world's very expensive. But it's like when you do some of these meditation, it reminds you of the truth that we are safe and that, we can do this. So I wanted to send you that link because it's free. And it's like, cool. And I think you can carve out, 13 minutes,
mm,
you know,
yep.
to do that for yourself. And I know that that will start to create just in and of itself that change of continuing to flow for it with this. Because it's like all good and well to get excited in the moment and this, we want to keep it going. And it's important. That means that you have to be in joy with your lifestyle changes. You have to like the vision that you have for your life. Okay, so it's
Yep.
not about me telling you what to do. It's about you telling me what you like, and then me coaching you and supporting you to that vision.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Do you understand what I mean then about the complex carbohydrate or any carbohydrate, any starchy, sugary food, including like a baked good? You want to make sure you had protein and you want to make sure you had a fiber.
Okay.
Or one of those with that
Protein, fiber.
protein, fiber, and then that's your list. Okay. Game meat, by the way, in Canada is wild meat, like that people go hunting for.
Okay.
So that's what game meat is because it's considered a healthy meat because it's
Mm,
like a wild-free animal
oh,
as opposed to like a farmed animal.
okay.
So usually game meat would be like deer, venison.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Deer hunting.
Yeah, people will. It keeps the population
Mm.
normal or they would starve, right? So it does that too. I'm mostly vegetarian, by the way, and really, really love animals. But I would say that's a more humane method, having an animal live in its natural environment than the way we farm and treat animals. So
Oh,
it
okay.
kind of changed my mind a little bit. But anyway. So when you combine the protein with the carb, which is sugar, it slows down the
Oh.
conversion of those sugars into fat in your body. So this combination will keep you feeling more satisfied and you'll have a healthy insulin response.
Mm.
You need to have a little bit of an insulin response because it tells your brain you're full. So it's not
Okay.
that insulin's bad, right?
Mm.
It's just there's a role that the stress is playing. And so when you combine these two foods together like that, it'll also help you deal with the stress. This is your only major change. This is your behavior change. Okay?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So by behavior change, I mean this is new for you to start thinking about it and implementing this, and you're not going to be perfect at it. So we'll touch base on this new change in your life in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
1 to 2 weeks. We can talk a little bit about it in between if you have some questions.
Okay.
But I'm going to give you 2 weeks to kind of be implementing this first behavior change because it's my golden keys for behavior change.
Oh,
So
it's weird that all the things that I did is making sense right now. I wasn't really
that's
reading when I was doing the
that's
PDF
what I was
file.
trying to explain to you. I'm like, you're literally like helping me make program so that I can teach it to other practitioners so that they can help people this way as well. Um, yeah, so I needed it packaged, and one day I want it
Mm.
to be like a book so
You
that
could
people
create
can.
an app for this.
So yeah, my friend that I said was very successful, she's telling me about the app, and I think
Yeah.
that's the next thing I'll do because you're working on the other website and amalgamating it, because that's where I teach people my energy work that I've done
Mm.
on twice now, right? So have you noticed any other changes besides the deeper sleep?
Well, I haven't really implemented that.
No, no,
Oh.
from the energy work, right? Because I remember the
Oh,
first time
yeah.
I did it while you were sleeping, and you said like, "Oh, did you work?" I was like,
Yeah,
"Yeah."
because I drooled. I know it's gross,
Ah,
but
that means you got in a deep sleep. Oh, that's
it's
cool.
gross, but every time I drool, that means I have a deep sleep.
Yeah, you're like, "Whoa,
I
I'm
know.
getting."
My pillow was wet. Oh my God. I did have a good sleep.
Okay, so this is really, really nice to hear.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
I
so
will,
much.
so I will send you a couple of these documents.
Mm,
I'll chunk out just to remind you what these changes are. So these are called behavior changes. You're not used to thinking about, I have to have this with this. Progress, not perfection. You don't need to be perfect at this right now. This is why we keep checking in,
mm.
and I want to support you with troubleshooting and brainstorming. That's why you'll reach out to me like, Lisa, does this sound okay? Or we tried this. And that's the kind of information I want you to share with me.
Okay.
Okay, any questions?
How about the amount of rice, like the carbohydrates? Does it matter?
Yes, but we will talk about that later.
Mm,
To get started, see, the thing is sometimes things de it depends, right? It depends on what you're eating and how much food you need and how hungry you are. So, like,
mm.
portion size depends on a lot, but typically speaking, about half of a cup.
Okay, half rice.
Yeah, about half of a cup.
Mm.
Um, just because I imagine, like, how tall are you?
5 feet flat. Yeah.
You're very, very petite person. So you don't need as much energy in your
Yeah.
body,
And I'm not,
right?
I'm just sitting here in front of the computer most of the time.
Exactly, exactly. So it's not about the fact that a carbohydrate makes you fat.
Mm-hmm.
It's you need to be in a calorie deficit.
Mm.
The way people lose weight really is fiber, protein, deficit.
Oh, I tried
Okay.
that once. I quit.
Well, because you were probably doing it in a dieting way, and I don't want you to diet. Because here's the thing, you can still have sweets and sugars and whatever you want, 100%. Listen to me. Your behavior change is protein plus fiber. You have that, you can have a sweet. It's called dessert.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a reason why we as humans have a sweet after our meal. Our blood sugar is balanced.
Okay.
When you have balanced blood sugar because you combined those two foods, it acts as an anchor. Okay.
Mm.
Now, when you have that sweet, it doesn't make things skyrocket. But when you had your sweet on an empty stomach for breaking your fast, you had been fasting all night.
Mm.
Now you're going to break your fast. And you break your fast with only sugar, boom. That's what
It makes me
creates,
dizzy.
yeah, because your blood sugar's like, whoa, and
Skyrocketed.
then it crashes and it's like, whoa, I feel kind of tired. I need like, you know, coffee
Mm.
and it's quick because you have a lot of work to do and it gives you a little boost and then you get back on track and you're focused for a bit and then it's like,
Mm.
Oh, I'm feeling tired. Like I gotta push myself away. So a lot of things is happening, but it's because you're not supporting your nervous system and your body's need to focus, which is a form of stress that helps you
Mm-hmm.
focus. Okay, you're a whole person, so you got to take care of the whole you.
Okay.
Okay, cool. This was good.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. I'm gonna send you this and then kind of break some stuff down for you, and then we'll reconnect later.
Okay. Thank you, Lisa.
Okay, bye. Be well.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.